energy, y'all. We've talked a lot about energy lately, and I'm all for having as much energy as possible. Here's the thing. To have as much energy as possible, one of the key things is keeping your heart open. Keeping your heart open. It's the battle between your heart and your brain, your heart and your brain. And think about it. Think about it. When you're in love, when you just had your first crush, or you've got a boyfriend or girlfriend, and it's just all new. We call it the honeymoon period. That heart's open, y'all. That heart is open, and there's certain things about this person where you might get the ick, right? You might get the ick, but your heart stays open. Your heart stays open, and guess what? You just kind of let those ick things go. You let those ick things go, and your heart stays open. It keeps staying open, and you just have all this energy. You're just bouncing around, you're skipping, you're holding hands, you're doing the do-si-do, you're doing all that stuff. Why do you have so much energy? Because your heart's open, y'all. Your heart's open. Blood is flowing through your heart. Blood and oxygen's flowing through your body. Oh, our heart is open. We're doing the do-si-do. Y'all, to have all this energy, your heart stays open. But guess what? Sometimes what happens is things are said or things are done that upset you, and your heart, as a defense, starts closing off just a little bit, starts closing off to protect you. Your heart starts closing off, and guess what starts opening up? Your brain. Your heart starts closing off, your brain starts opening up, and you start having all these thoughts. You start having all these negative thoughts about that person or that activity, and your brain starts kind of racing, your heart starts closes off more, the more of the ick that comes on, and your brain, and it goes doom. Sometimes it's like the ick's like, you just breathing makes me ick, right? You just breathing makes me ick, or the way that you walk, or the way that you chew food, right? It's just ick. And so your heart closes off more and more. As your heart closes off more and more, your brain opens up more and more. Your brain now is thinking about all these things, and you have less energy. You have less energy, right? And because you have all this negativity going on, to protect yourself, as a defense, your heart closes off, and when your heart closes off and your brain opens up, you have less energy, and then you don't want to be around that person as much, or you don't want to do that activity. Whatever it is, you close off to it, and now you close off to it, and now you start avoiding it, and this cycle now, this negative cycle has started, right? So what I am encouraging you to do is to keep the heart open as much as possible. What they say is kill them with kindness, kill them with kindness. I think that's a great example of your heart staying open. Is when someone comes at you and they're negative, maybe they say something that hurts you, maybe they say something that just really isn't right. You don't have to just fight back and be as negative as them and be as harmful as them. Of course, I want you to put up boundaries. I want you to put up boundaries to protect yourself, but you don't have to be mean. You can still be emotionally neutral or positive with them, all right? And you can be genuine with this, right? You can be genuine with this. But what we're doing here is we're keeping that heart open to keep you having energy. To keep you having energy. This is not about the other person. This is not about the other situation. This is nothing outside of you. When we keep our heart open, no matter what, y'all. Okay, I want you to listen to this. If you're distracted right now, whatever you're distracted by, okay, I'm getting myself situated here because this is important. To keep your energy going, because when we get down, when we start struggling, we start closing ourselves off, we got to keep our heart open. We got to keep our heart open when the weather conditions aren't right. We got to keep our heart open when maybe we're going through financial trouble or relationship trouble or friendship trouble or romantic trouble. We got to keep our heart open. We got to keep loving. We got to keep L-O-V-I-N, loving. L-O-V-I-N, we got to keep loving, because that's what keeps our energy going, okay? And we need energy. We need as much energy as we can in our life. We need as much energy. So you gotta find ways to keep loving the situations that you're in, even when they're challenging. And maybe the sole reason you keep loving those situations is to keep yourself having as much energy as possible. That generally is one of the top reasons why I keep loving things, is to keep having that energy, because I do not like to be sapped of energy. I do not like to be closed off. I do not like to be face down on a couch or the blankets pulled up over me. I do not like that. And so I find ways to keep loving situations in a very genuine way, right? That's important, to be genuine in your love, okay? Be genuine in your love and finding ways to keep loving those situations, all right? All right, y'all. Keep loving. Be more of a lover than a fighter. Be more of a lover than a fighter. I'm not saying don't have a shield up, you know, and have boundaries, but you gotta be loving. You gotta be L-O-V-I-N.